Greetings, viewers and subscribers. So here's what I would love for you to do. As you start watching the videos on the channel, as you click on the video, just click on the like button. Don't wait until when the video almost ends to click on the like button because you might have forget. So please, this goes a far way to ensure that the channel keeps growing, because the more people watch our videos, it's the more work we can put in to bring our message wider across and to make people more aware of what is happening. So please, whenever you start watching the videos, as you start watching it, don't bother wait. Click on the like button. And if you are here on the channel watching the videos and you haven't yet subscribed, please hit on the subscribe button. Click on the notification bell on the right hand side of the subscribe button. Click on all so that you can be notified whenever we upload a video. We are putting in a lot of work. We wake up sometime 1 o'clock in the morning to bring you the stories, because like we said, we should face reality as it is, not as it was or how we wish it to be. This is the only way we are gonna deal with our problems, and I want to enlighten as much people as possible so that people can be aware. We take no joy in bringing some of the news that we bring, but it has to be told. And this channel, we put in a lot of work to bring the stories that we bring. Most of the stories that we bring, you won't see it in the newspaper, you won't hear it on the radio, you won't see it on the television, but you're gonna see it and you're gonna hear it here. We have built the confidence of our sources, so we get the information and we pass it on to you. So later on today, we are going to be dropping another video, and you can see the thumbnail above. Later on today, about 1 or 2 o'clock, we are going to be dropping that video. Look out for it. So today, we are going to be addressing two matters. The second one is very, very interesting. I want you to stick around for it. But in the first incident, Constable Kirkland Plummer, he was taken out by hoodlums. The story has been making the rounds, and the reason why I'm gonna revisit this story is because there's a lot being said about Constable Plummer's demise. Now, yesterday evening I was listening beyond the headlines, and I heard the Commissioner of Police talking to Dan Jackson Miller, and some points came up, and I also did some research, and there's a few things that I want to address. Now, I don't normally criticize another blogger. I don't normally I listen to a lot of bloggers on YouTube, and I don't normally criticize them. But I heard one of them saying that the police force is trying to cover up the fact that Constable Plummer was at the party, because if it is borne out that he was at the illegal party, then the insurance money would not be paid over to his family. Now, whether or not Constable Plummer was at the illegal party, what we must understand is that if he was really at the illegal party enjoying himself, and if he was even on vacation leave, the moment he saw the man firing the weapon, which is not being disputed, the moment he saw the man firing that weapon and he intervened and identified himself as a police officer, he's now on duty. So what happened afterwards? He's acting in the capacity as a police officer. So whether or not he was there illegally or legally, that doesn't matter. The fact is, what transpired after was Constable Plummer acting in his capacity as a police officer. There are a few things that are not being disputed. That one, he recovered the weapon from the man. Now, the man you're looking at on the screen, he is the person who is reportedly to have succumbed to his injuries based on the fact that he and Constable Plummer got into a tussle for the weapon that he was firing, and the man was hit. That man you're seeing on the left, he is the person who later succumbed to his injury. Now, the man you're seeing on the right, we are told that he was the person who squeezed the petrol into Constable Plummer's head, resulted in him losing his life. We are also told that other patrons, you heard the story, other patrons threw stones and all kind of things on Constable Plummer. Now, the man on the left was the person who Constable Plummer saw firing and tried to seize the weapon, and it is said that it's the man on the right. He was armed with another weapon, and he reportedly squeezed off about 4 in Constable Plummer, resulted in him being no longer here with us. So I'm just revisiting this to clear up that point. So saying that, the force is trying to cover up because the policeman was at the illegal party. That is a different matter from the fact that he has now identified himself as a police officer and is now on duty. I hope that clear up some of the misconception, and if you have any doubt or if you have any questions about what I just said, drop it in the comment section below. Ask the questions. My WhatsApp number is there. You can ask the questions that you want and we'll discuss it. Now in the second story for the day, we are going to be reading from the Jamaica Gleaner. And this one is very, very serious. And this is about persons knowing their rights. Now the Jamaica Gleaner is reporting accordingly. The Jamaica Constabulary Force is insisting that there are no restrictions on the hours citizens may turn up at a police station to file complaints. In the past week, there have been at least 2 incidents where the victims of crimes were reportedly turned away after showing up at a police station during curfew hours. 2 weeks ago, when Christine Donaldson fled from her abuser's house to the Constant Spring police station, the last thing she expected to hear was that she could be arrested for breaking the nightly curfew orders. Donaldson said after being badly beaten up by her boyfriend on October 28, she decided to go to the Constant Spring police station sometime between midnight and 1 a.m. since it was nearest to where her boyfriend lives. She said at first it appears that there was no one at the station as the door was closed, but after some time a policeman eventually opened the door. Now a lot of persons will be saying police station nothing lock up, but a policeman once told me that it is mandated that certain stations the doors are to be closed at 9 p.m. Now the doors being closed doesn't mean that the station is closed to the public, but the doors are to be closed at 9 p.m. I will elaborate on this later on, but hold on a bit. Continuing the story, and I'm going to read over the part I just read so we don't lose track. She said at first it appeared that no one was at the police station as the door was closed, but after some time a policeman eventually opened the door. He put his head out and said, "Miss, you don't know that you are not supposed to be on the road because it is after curfew." Donaldson said the policeman told her. The woman said she told the cop that she was there to make a report because she had just been beaten up. But Donaldson said the police officer, who later identified himself as Sergeant Tucker, told her he couldn't take the report since the curfew was in effect. A must-want Bromhead policeman this. The government has implemented a 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew daily in a bid to curtail the spread of COVID-19. Now the lady went on. Sergeant Tucker said he had to arrest me because I should know the law that I should not be on the road. Really, Sergeant Tucker? The woman said after showing him her bruises, he told her to go home and call 119 and to come back in the morning when the curfew is lifted. Donaldson said she went home and called 119 and was told by the operator and then a corporal that she was free to go to the police station at any hour. The corporal is correct. The sergeant lick him head. Continuing the story. Even so, they instructed her to revisit the police station when the curfew was lifted. Donaldson said she did so shortly before 6 a.m. and this time around, she saw a different policeman who took her report and told her that there was no restrictions on visits to the police station. The constable, I'm sure this is a constable, so the constable knew more than the sergeant. Donaldson said Tucker, who was still on duty, then intervened and defended his position. What kind of position you defend, Sergeant? Sergeant Tucker said, "Look here, the law said you are not supposed to be on the road in the night." Donaldson's complaint about the action of the policeman is similar to one by web developer and graphic artist Jermaine Byfield, who uses the Twitter handle at Webermonster. On the weekend, he posted, "So they broke into my car in Hope Pastors, contacted the police, they came to the scene and asked me to go to the Matilda's Corner police to report it. Reached Matilda's Corner exactly 9:05 p.m. Saturday, 7th of November. Officer Morgan refuses to help. Byfield said he was told that he cannot physically report a crime after 9 p.m. because of the curfew. But JCF spokesperson Dennis Brooks, now a lot of us might remember Dennis Brooks, he was on Nationwide. He's now working with the Jamaica Constabulary Force as a spokesperson. But JCF spokesperson Dennis Brooks is maintaining that there is no cutoff point for police stations. Police stations are accessible 24 hours per day, so there is no time that you should go to a police station and be told that there is a curfew and they can't assist you, he told the Gleaner. Now with all that is happening, the Sergeant of Police and later on Officer Morgan really tell people that they can't come to the station. So if a lady is going home 8:30 in a taxi and she happened to be sexually abused and she reach at the station some minutes after 9 o'clock, Sergeant Tucker would tell her say she can't report it, she have to go home and come back a morning. What kind of foolishness this? And what is this sergeant teaching his lower ranks? I am happy that 119 told the lady correctly that this is foolishness, and I am happy that Dennis Brooks came out and told the public that this is foolishness. Now it is incumbent on the police force, the commissioner of police, to put something, maybe in a force order or something, put something on them Twitter account or them Facebook account, informing the public that look here, something happened to you after 9 o'clock, you have a right to go to the station and report it. And the police officers must know that they cannot turn away people who come after 9 o'clock to make a report. And if this is done, sanctions should apply. Blessed love, everybody.